Celeste.
Yes.
We have finished another con.
We have.
We need to talk about it.
Okay, let's get into it.
What is happening here? Celeste, something's happening on the planet Geekery right this second.
Glix, Priority Alpha Command, open comms, now.
Loading the culture language patches. Loading spiritual applications. Loading grace and hope directives. Comms opening in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, Devoted Geeks, and welcome to ComTalk, podcast extension of Geek Devotions, a show from Devoted Geeks who are devoted to let you know you're loved. I'm Dallas. Joining me for episode 190, because we messed up the numbering, is Celeste.
Hello.
How are you, dear?
Doing all right. It happens with the numbering.
It does. It does. I try not to lose track of things.
But every once in a while.
Yes. Yes. Well, Celeste, we are a week removed.
Yes.
From a major event.
Yes.
We normally do a road trip review.
Mm-hmm.
The post leaving the con this past year was more intense than usual.
Yeah.
So we weren't able to do that. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is our Geek'd Con 2024 review. Mm-hmm. For those of you who are not familiar, Geek'd Con is it's kind of the reason why we do what we do.
It is. Well, it's not why we do what we do, but it definitely was part of the catalyst.
Yes. Yeah, it was definitely an event. For those who are new, Celeste, how was this part of the catalyst?
So we were going to the very first Geek'd Con.
Mm-hmm.
Before we were married. We were engaged.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw that there was a community that needed love.
Mm-hmm.
That there were people who were trying to reach them. Maybe not through the best means, but I choose to believe that their heart was in the right place, even if their actions aren't.
Yeah.
And we realized that we are in a place to speak to a community better than those who are not a part of the community.
Exactly. So that's what we've been doing for the last 8 years.
Yeah.
So Geek'd Con it's a yearly con here in Shreveport, Louisiana. They're in their 9th year.
Yeah.
And it was an interesting show. It was fun. It's kind of like we talked about this when we got there. It was almost felt like being home.
Yeah. And we say that every year, but it's because between being vendors and then just coming to the con, we have not missed a Geek'd Con that there has been.
No.
The only time we did not go was during 2020 when they didn't have a con.
You're right. I'm thinking about it because we were a booth with COVID rules.
The first year in 2021 that we had a booth.
Yeah.
It was the only way they could convince the city to do it was to lock things down.
Right.
But the city itself,
I forgot there wasn't one in 2020.
There was not.
Wow.
Because there were a lot of people that were supposed to be coming to that con because they'd already started making guest announcements. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, some of the guests started backing out. And then the city went, we can't do this.
Yep. That was crazy.
That's kind of why we were talking about our booth this year. And I was like, it feels a lot like when we had the booth when we were all wearing masks in 2021. And it's based on where we were and all that fun stuff.
Right. Well, let's get into it. This year's con. What was a highlight for you?
Conversations.
Yeah. There
was a lot of really cool cosplay, but we had some really great conversations.
Yeah.
And not spiritual in the respect of we're out here preaching Jesus, but being able to speak hope and life into people because we're there.
Yeah.
Nobody preached a sermon, but at the same time, there were some good conversations that were had that I think have opened doors.
Yeah.
We had one young lady And I wasn't a huge part of that conversation. I was having another conversation when that was going on, or I'd gone to the bathroom, one of the two. But she was real anxious. She was a little nervous, and you and the guys who came down to help us were able to speak into her, and then she ended up winning the cosplay competition.
Yeah. Now, for just put this out there, we had a few of our guys who were in town.
Yeah.
Branson came up, hung out with us, and helps us out, and we appreciate that. But we had John fly down from Washington State, and then we had Kevin drive in from Florida.
Yeah.
And huge help. We want to say thank you to all three of those guys. But that situation with the young lady, it was cool. Like, she kind of walked up and, like, I think she was kind of examining the floor. I wasn't really sure what was going on, but she was genuinely anxious. And she was telling us she drove all the way from out of town. I don't want to dox her, but she drove all the way from back town, and she said she was going to throw up the entire time because she was so anxious about coming.
I understand that, like, especially if that was her first cosplay competition. I totally get the being nervous.
Oh yeah. And so, but we talked with her, kind of like, encouraged her. We talked about her cosplay, which was really great. It was the first time she ever built a whole set of armor. And
did phenomenal.
She did a great job, and she was cosplaying full armor Berserk, and she made the sword, which was massive. It was really pretty cool. But but the more we talked with her, she was kind of like, she has some form of autism, and she saw it as a curse, and she was talking about how she was always apologizing to her dad about it, and the guys and I got to love on her for a second. So look, it's a thing, but it's not a curse.
Yeah.
And there's no reason to apologize for it. But it was a good conversation with her, just to speak life into that situation and encourage her and to build her up in that. And like you said, she went out winning the entire competition. I saw a Facebook post that the day that she won, she goes, today was a dream. Like it was genuinely magical for her. And again, not that we had nothing to do with it, but the fact that we had the opportunity to speak life into her.
Yeah.
And just to add on, we were a step in that process of validation for her. And we were able to speak to the heart of things. Yeah. And she's not a Christian. And she goes, "Are you guys godly?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're godly." She's like, "Okay, I'm not, but I guess I need some godliness in my life." I was like, "Well, yeah." So
I heard that comment because I was at the table at that point. And I remember going, "That's okay. We can still hang." Because we don't want people to feel like that if they disagree with us, that they can't be around us.
Yeah. Because that is the fear. That is the thing that some people have, is that they go, if they disagree, then we're just going to automatically push them to the side and not want to talk with them.
Right.
And
that's not it at all. And it was also one of those things of, you could tell that, again, you had been speaking into her about how great she'd been doing, the fact that she was super talented. And so I'm sitting here going, oh, I don't want this to become a rejection thing. Like, so it was interesting. We also had a conversation with another young lady who came back on Sunday, and she goes, "We were talking so much that I don't even know what y'all are about."
Yeah.
And like, on one hand, it was like, oh, my bad. We should have told you. But at the same time, we had been building a relationship and speaking into her life.
Yeah.
That so much to the point that, like, she came back to find us and say bye.
We made an impact in her life.
Yeah.
Just by being present and being encouraged. I think that's part of the problem. Some people feel like they gotta right out the gate. It's got to be a sermon that we preach to people. And now, do we present Christ? Yes.
Yeah.
Do we show them? Yes, absolutely.
Do we hide who we are?
No. But in that moment, she's like, there was something different about us. There was something very different about who we were compared to the rest of the vendors.
Yeah.
And we're not speaking of any vendors there.
Oh, no.
But there was something different about us that she went, I need to come back. And what was cool was she came back Sunday morning and spent another 15, 20 minutes talking to us.
Yeah.
And then left, go do more of the con floor, came back. Now she knew who we were. She knew where we stood. And we don't know where she's at with things. We don't know where her heart is. But she came back and she went to say bye. You and I had gone to do something. We may talk about that later. but we came back. She came back again. The guy told her, "Hey, they're not there here," or they told her, we weren't there." And she, "Okay, well, tell them bye." She told the guys to tell us bye.
Yeah.
For her, but she wanted to come back again to say goodbye.
Yeah.
And that touched me, honestly.
Yeah. Well, and it also, with stuff like this, it's hard to know if you're actually making an impact, if you're actually making a difference, or if you're just out here throwing things into the wild.
Yeah.
I was trying to make a nice flowy analogy, and that did not happen. So her coming back was a confirmation of, we may not know what seeds we planted in her life, but we know that God's doing something.
Yeah.
And he's using us.
Exactly. And we took time to validate who she was, the things that got put inside of her, and it stuck with her. Yeah. I think more people do that. More of us who are Christians, Christ followers, spent more time validating the good things in people, that it would open more doors for people. Yeah. And so, those are good conversations. We had another person. I saw. It was towards the end of Friday night, and she was head to toe had Spy Family stuff on. Oh yeah. And I was like, "Hey, where'd you get that shirt?" She goes, "Oh, Etsy." And so we're talking, and she said that she had Etsy's a problem for her. She makes adult money, but it all goes to Etsy now. Yep. And we talked to her. She came back the next day, and I recognized her the next day because she was dressed like the same character last year at Geek'd Con. That I had offended her again. The same way. You called it the wrong thing.
Got so excited about possibly seeing a Coraline. I didn't realize that it wasn't Coraline.
Yep, it's but it was a character from Little Nightmares. But she was there by herself, and she came back several times just to show us stuff. Yeah, and again, that shows the importance of just seeing people. Yeah, of just stopping to see people where they're at and encourage them. Speaking of which, we had a young lady stop by the booth. We said hi. I met her at a local school years ago because she was by herself. And I saw her. Again, this is the thing I want people to understand. What makes Geek Devotions is not just that we're geeky, but we're actively trying to see people. Yeah. And just spend time speaking life into them.
Because people in the geek spaces specifically feel unseen. They feel like nobody cares. Now, this is obviously not everybody, but this is a predominant thought process that they find comfort in these geeky things that they're into, and that's all that matters. But if you come to where they are and you go, "Hey, I see you. That's cool with what you're into," it opens doors.
Yeah, definitely.
It opens them up to go, "Huh, okay, somebody does see me."
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know. That was a lot of this con, was just seeing people. Yeah. Obviously, we had the cosplayers that we love to stop and talk with them and celebrate their stuff.
So many cool cosplays. There was a Splatoon cosplay.
Yeah.
I was super. I don't know how to say the name of the character because I've never heard it verbally, but it was one of the characters from Side Order, and it was super awkward. Because the person who cosplayed as the character was super awkward, and I'm super awkward. Right. And then the character's super awkward. So then I'm like, are you being super awkward because you're cosplaying? Like, because this the character, or because this is just you and you connected to the character because she's super awkward? Like, it was just a whole thing.
It was cool.
I had to chase her down and be like, can you come let my husband take a picture of you and I?
Oh, man. You had to do you chased down another person for me. Because I didn't want to be awkward. We thought she was doing a locate O'Hara from Bleach, and it wasn't.
No, it wasn't, and I'm so sorry.
But it was all cool. But we had some really cool. We had several devoted geeks come up to the con and say hi to us. We had the Stanlins; they showed up. Yeah. Shout out to them. We had
shout out to Mike for needing curtains.
Word
to fund my earring fund.
We had the. I called them the Lommax family. They're not the Lommaxes, but Aaron and Tim. They came by the booth and said hi, and they're dressed up as Harry Potter characters, or at least in the world. We saw a guy. First time he's been in our comment section for a long time.
Yeah.
Josh, he came up and said hi, and he was actually with the veterinarians.
Oh yeah.
And so we had Dale. He came up and hung out for a good little bit, and spent a lot of time in the
panel rooms.
The panel rooms. So I'm trying to think who else came up that.
We're gonna forget somebody.
We are.
Apologize.
And tremendously. We had a guy named Mike who we met. He's part of Mike Stanley's crew.
Mm-hmm.
He was dressed up as Captain America Deadpool.
We had a couple guys come up that were students of Branson's.
Yep. We had some people. We had this one family came up. Their shirt said Geek 1, Geek 2. And they've been following us for a while also. They were pastors in the area.
Yeah.
We had...
which I think their ministry pages started liking our stuff.
No, that's the ones liking our stuff is the missionaries to Japan.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I didn't know that was the name of their church.
So we had, oh my goodness, I cannot remember her name. It's a lovely young lady. She does cosplay.
She goes to school for... doll design.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know all these things about her, but I can't remember her name.
I know. I feel terrible right now. We had Cole come up. We had Stefan. He came by the booth and said hi. And
I didn't realize it was Stefan.
What do you think his name was?
I don't, because he had the mask on. I didn't know who it was. He never took his mask off when I was there.
We had Mike come up dressed up as Wolverine and his girlfriend. And I'm going through all my pictures right now, the people we took pictures with. We had that family that, and we call them the family. We met them our very first Geek'd Con.
Yes.
The brothers were dressed up as Cloud and Johnny Bravo, and they did it every year, and got to see them. And again, it's a tradition at this point. We've got to get a picture with these guys.
Yep.
And it's great.
So we need to learn their
Kelsey
names.
was there.
Kelsey came. Oh, we also got
our students.
Our students showed up, and that was awesome.
That was so much fun.
That wasn't where I was going with that statement, but
sorry, but it genuinely made my heart happy to see our students.
Yeah. So we had a little fan who was very upset with Mom that he did not get a picture with us. Yeah. Kelsey's son, who we shall call Chaos Gremlin, because that's what she calls him. Chaos Gremlin saw the pictures and went, "Mom, I want a picture with Dallas and Celeste." And so they came back the next day and got a picture with us.
Yep. Wade was there. Going through all the stuff. A lot of great folks there, and it was a lot of fun. And I don't know, it was a good it felt like home. Like there was something comforting about it.
And the thing is that the longer we go to this con, the more people we know.
Yeah.
Like, we were next to the man-made soap booth. And I may not know the names of everybody that was working that booth, but they were super nice people. And, like, we shared snacks and talked crap. Talked life and maybe doing a movie on the bottom shelf recommended by one of them. And so it was great. I've always liked that booth. They've always come across as nice, but it was nice to realize that I was right.
Yeah.
That it's not just a good customer service, but they actually are genuinely nice people. Yeah. Yeah,
definitely. So, well, what was your favorite cosplay?
Oh.
That's hard.
There's so many good ones. Probably, even though I didn't get it, the trash lady from Labyrinth, because it was so intricate.
It was crazy.
Like,
we have a picture of it on our Facebook and our Instagram. It was so intricate. There was a dog that was there. His name was Zeus.
Zeus was very confused.
He was like, "What is happening?"
No, that wasn't Zeus. That was Venom.
Venom.
Venom was very confused. Zeus was very happy and needed belly rubs.
Yes.
But Venom was like, "What's going on?" Venom tried a couple times to come say hi, and his dad kept going, "No, that's not your booth."
Yep, he did. Oh my gosh. So that was a really cool one. That was really neat. I appreciated the there's a pair of Mandalorians, and they were army guys. I called them GI Mandos. And that was pretty cool.
They were there with the sign up for Army booth.
Oh, is that what that was? I respect the hustle, Army.
I think they realized, because they were there last year, and they realized that they get more attention with cosplay, because the police did that last year too.
They did. I think it's just interesting because the Marine Corps put out a whole ad that was anime based.
Really?
Yeah. I think it was the Marine Corps. Maybe it was the Navy. I can't remember now.
Okay. It's crazy. But yeah, theirs was really cool because it was all the Mandalorian armor, but it was all army colors.
Right. And they had like the army flag on and everything like that.
Right. And I want to say they even had their actual ranks on there.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. It made me want a 3D printer because that legitimately, you and I will be Mandos if I ever get a 3D printer, except they're going to be different. Like I'm going to do like Snow White Mando or something to that effect.
Snow White Mando.
I've seen it done and it's really cute.
Right.
But something to that effect that's like, it's Mandalorian, but it's not.
Right. So what was something you got that you liked at the con?
Oh, I got some really cool earrings. I think my favorite thing is I got a 3D printed Gyarados that you got me. And then my favorite thing I got for myself is probably my Invader Zim purse. Because I've been wanting a smaller purse than what I've been carrying around. But my Plague Doctor purse is difficult to get into because of the way the backpack system's set up.
Right.
So I'm like, I don't really want to just abuse this and use it all the time.
Yeah.
It's more of a, let me wear this with an outfit purse. And so I needed a new everyday purse. And so I got a handmade, I don't know what you call it, sling bag. It's meant to go across your neck and body.
Right. That's cool. I like it.
So
I like it. I actually got something this year.
You did? I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited.
So for those of you who don't know, it's always bothers Celeste that I don't get stuff at the con. And oftentimes for me, it's a financial thing. I'm like, I don't want to spend the money right now.
But legitimately, like, I budget for us to spend some money at the con.
I know. I just don't think about it. And so, but this year, well, before I could go buy something, you bought me something.
Yes.
You bought me a Batman Lego.
Yeah.
And a Ben Reilly Scarlet Spider Lego, which were cool. But I got myself part 1 and part 2 of Gundam Thunderbolt.
Yep.
And which is like I've been looking at for a while. And I watched part 1 actually, and it was really good. I enjoyed it. I might do a review on it later, maybe a comparison because I have some of the manga. I
kind of want to pick back up where I left off. Because I had to go.
Oh yeah.
We watched it last night and I was gaming. And so I was like, I have to go. And you're like, okay. And it kept playing. And I didn't want to be like, hey, I need you to.
You could have told me to pause it.
I know, but it's your anime thing. And I was like, I don't want to tell him to pause it.
I didn't know I didn't think you were that invested in it.
It was one of those things of, because I was mentally exhausted, I was having a hard time single focusing.
Right.
And so I was doing other things, but I was watching. Also, there was a lot of emotional damage happening that I was trying to process.
Oh, it gets worse.
Yeah.
It gets so much worse.
Yeah. So, like, I needed the break because I needed to stop.
Right.
Because there was quite a bit of emotional stuff happening.
Right.
But at the same time, I was like, I want to know what happens next.
Right. I might do a review on it and on our website and also on the for the Gundam Watch maybe. What are you freaking out about?
I just found Mew.
Where?
He's on the ground.
Oh my gosh.
He's hiding. Mew didn't get to come to the con this year.
Oh man. Mew
didn't get to come to the con this year.
That's
and we
sad.
were very sad. Couldn't find him. And
we were rushing too.
We were rushing, trying to find stuff. And then I just saw him. And he probably was on the desk and fell when we were rushing around.
Right. That's sad. Sorry, dude.
We're sorry, Mew.
So, that's funny. That's just funny stuff. So anyways, like I said, I might do a review for the Gundam Watch. We do have another episode of Gundam Watch coming out soon, though.
Do.
Branson and I finished up the Gundam Breaker Battle Log, Part 2. And hopefully that's coming out soon. And we were going to do the review on the con floor, but we just weren't able to do it. That said, Branson has a special Geek'd Con episode coming out. And then the Bottom Shelf has a special Geek'd Con episode coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And a Batman 1960s review coming out.
Yep, to go with Bat Month.
Yeah, so cool stuff happening down the road. But yeah, so that was my thing, was getting the Thunderbolt. And it was nifty.
Yeah.
So.
And that's one that you'll legitimately, especially since they're movies, you'll rewatch that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, they're beautiful. I was messaging Branson about it yesterday, and I was like, "Bro, we had to have him over so we can watch it." And so he's like, well, "Can I stream it?" I was like, nope, it doesn't exist anywhere, which is why I had to buy it. I've wanted these for years,
and they're hard to find. Like finding
in the wild,
but also like finding online. Like I know that you said you can get them on Amazon, but Amazon has a habit of jacking that price around and up and down, and they always go down when we don't have the funds to grab it. So I had no problems with you paying a little extra because you could lay your hands on it.
Right. So, but we did that. So, well, anything else, babe? You want to talk about the con?
Not really. It was a good weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have some shirts left over. So
we have lots of shirts left over.
We're gonna get that set up with the store so that you can order it and pay shipping.
Yeah. If we don't have it up before too long, but you want a shirt, reach out to us privately.
Yeah.
And we'll arrange for you to be able to buy them. We're selling them. They are, if you're local, then it's just $20 or $25 depending on your size.
Yeah.
If you're not local and I have to ship them, I have to charge you guys $10 because shipping
is ridiculous.
Redonkulous.
So we're going to be shipping off a few that had been part of the pre-order here soon.
Yeah. So that's the thing that needs to take place. So, I want to add a last thing. Oh, that was kind of a cool thing. We had a young lady with us during Sunday.
Yeah.
And I bring that up because her and her family have always been special to us. We love them dearly, but she was there because her family trusted us.
Yeah.
And that's a thing. We have developed relationship with various people, and her parents trust us. And I was thankful that we are people that they can be trusted.
Yeah.
And so, and she's fun. She's genuinely a fun person to chat with and hang out with. And so we love her.
We do.
All right. Well, Celeste, anything coming up down the pipeline you want to talk about real quick before we bring this to a close?
Not necessarily. We haven't decided on October's theme yet.
Nope. And
we're probably going to do a devotion on Beetlejuice just because I want to watch it.
Do it. So, may or may not be getting Gundam Breaker 4. We'll see.
Yeah.
So let's determine if I behaved to get it.
Been a good panda.
So I told her that the decision was hers to make. I will play the mess out of it though. That being said, I told you guys what's coming out for the Gundam Watch and the Bottom Shelf.
We have a new episode of We Read Allegedly that should be coming out soon.
Cool.
It'll be coming out for September. It's going to be interesting because it's the Shark Heart book.
That was I'm not gonna say anything.
You got the instant reactions as I was reading it.
Yes. So I'm not gonna tell you if those instant reactions were what am I reading or what am I reading? I'm not saying either way. I'm telling you guys, if you want to know Celeste's opinions about a book, about a guy who's turning into a shark, you need to go check out this episode.
If you just want to hear, like, if that plot line made you go, what the crap? Then also, this is a podcast. We also had Squid's, a guest. We had Squid's friend named Karen.
Yeah.
She's very sweet.
Very cool.
So she and I generally agree on books.
So good stuff all around. We are still recovering from Geek'd Con.
Yeah.
If you guys can't tell by our sluggish demeanor right now,
we're tired.
We're tired, but it's all been good.
Yeah, it's a good tired.
I want to say this real quick before we head out. This year, more so than ever, we've had a lot more support from people.
Yeah.
Moral support, financial support.
Yeah.
For the con. And I want to say thank you to all you guys. I want to say thank you to our home church, The Healing Place, for helping to support us. We love you guys. And we appreciate y'all. And we also want to put this out there for those of you listening to this point of the podcast. If you want Celeste and I to come minister at your event or your church or whatever, reach out to us. You can hit us up on the socials. You can email us. Let us know, and we'll see if we can work something out.
Yeah.
So, anything else to add, baby love?
Think we're good?
Bring us to a close.
Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to Com Talk today. If you have loved this episode, head on over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify to rate and leave a review. It is very much appreciated. So until next time, stay devoted.
Peace and love.